Let's go to Exodus, the 20th chapter, starting at the 2nd verse. And I'm going to read the 2nd verse and I'm going to read the 3rd verse. Jesus. The 2nd verse says, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. And the 3rd verse said, thou shalt have no other God before me. The 4th verse, thou art beneath, or that is in the waters underneath the earth. I'm saying this to say, as my title goes, the flesh lied. The flesh lied. Do you understand what I'm saying? My title is the flesh lied. Now, I'm not saying the flesh lied when it tells you you're hungry. A sign that you know you're hungry is when your stomach is starting to turn and you have a sense of fear. Butterflies that's swirling all in your stomach. And it's telling you to eat something, to have some food. And when you eat the food, the butterflies and the turning of the stomach goes. But I want you to understand that the flesh lies. No, ma'am, no, sir. The flesh doesn't lie when it tells you you're thirsty. You know you're thirsty because you're dry and you feel like you have no liquids in your body, and you need some liquids in your body because you feel kind of weak. And when you begin to drink the water, your flesh no longer feel that thirst because you have enough in you that you won't feel that. But I want you to know today on this Sunday that although the flesh didn't lie about you being hungry, although the flesh didn't lie about you being thirsty, I'm here to tell you today, the flesh lied. I want you to understand that. The flesh do lie. It don't lie when you feel a warm sensation on your hand. You don't hear me? And you look at your hand and you notice you have a cut and you're bleeding. Because the warm sensation of the hand is letting you know that you got to do something to this hand. You don't hear me? To make sure that cut don't cause you to bleed out or get infection. So you put alcohol on it. You put peroxide on you. You put a bandage over it. You heal it. You do things which you're supposed to do. But the flesh lies when God has already told you, thou shalt not have no other God before me, and you put other gods before me. The flesh lied when God said, thou shalt have, I am the Lord, thou shalt not make any graven image, a likeness, anything in heaven above, or that is the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. And you have statues in your name. You have people merely worshiping you when you walk in the office because you're a billionaire and you're paying these people all this money. When you go to football games and all you can think of is football, you have paraphernalia all in your room, helmets, everything. You've made a oasis of your room of football and statues or whatnot. Whether it be football, baseball, or basketball. When you love it that much, you're putting it before God. And God said, don't do that. So in those ways, the flesh lies. You don't hear me? But the flesh was even lying when this lady was charred. When she had the charcoal of her body and they rushed her to the hospital and she gave the information she could give him. And once she gave all the information, they had to put her in a place of sleep. Because they couldn't even take the pain that she was going through. They couldn't do it. And they thought in their mind they wouldn't be human to let this girl suffer like that she was suffering. They had to put her in what they call an induced coma until they could see or figure out how they're going to save her life. You don't hear me? They didn't want to see her pain, and they didn't want to have her go through the pain because it was torture to look at somebody that's going through what they were going through. You don't hear me? And as the story will go, they had all these people that the investigators were interrogating. Because, you see, what you got to understand is because the investigators didn't know everything that the EMS and the ambulance people was finding out. All they knew was names and people who lived around her, and they knew the friends. So they interrogated all the friends. Let the man who was in the story be the doctor. Let the lady, we're going to call her Joanne, let her be the nurse. And then we're going to let the other lady be Felicia. She's the nurse. And then the other lady, I'm going to just call her by her name, Brittany. She's the daughter. To make a long story short, the two women were upset at the lady that was charcoal. The reason why they were upset at the lady that was charcoal because this lady who they set a fire to kept getting in a fight with Joanne's daughter. And she got tired of it. But that wasn't the real reason that they did what they did. So the investigators interviewed every last one of them. Every last one of them lied. All of them lied. They lied until they couldn't lie no more. Now, when you come before God, when you sitting on the seat of judgment, I need to find out something for you. I want to request a thing from you. I want to know what you going to say when it's time for you to leave this world. You don't hear me? Are you going to sit there and have pride in your heart, an ego, and say, no, you're not guilty of that? Or you going to tell the truth? Which one you going to do? Remember Ananias and Sapphira. Remember that. Oh, everything going to be all right. Nothing's going to happen. God is a loving God. We'll be all right. But what about the flood? There only 8 people survived. Everybody else died in that flood. Noah, Ark. Everybody died. What about Sodom and Gomorrah? The whole city was taken out. Now, my question to you, what you going to do? When God investigated you and he want to know about your life and whether you did this or that, what you going to say to God? Don't you know God know every stitch of your hair? He know everything you do, how you do it, when you do it. He know everything about you. There's nothing that God don't know about you. But I want you to understand, the flesh lies. You can tell me what you want to tell me all day long, but I tell you one thing I know the flesh lies.